Alright, g'day everyone, welcome back to Bin Chicken Rags. Today I'm at Sydney Zoo out in Bungarraby and I'm going to do a sort of camera stress test on the S25 Ultra. I've had this thing since about Tuesday or so. So I've had a little bit of time to tinker around with it, played with some of the AI features, mainly some of the removal features that I didn't have on my Fold 4. So I'm basically coming off the back of a TV phone, if you will. Then I've just been using the A35 for the last month and a half. So from powerful folding phone, a few years old, to a very underpowered newer phone, to absolute brick shit house. So going to put it through its paces today where I can. I've tinkered with some things. So for example, I have learnt that there is now a zoom dial that's more akin to say the iPhones, which will allow you to do some nice dolly zooms as well as your crash zooms, your instant zooms and all that. So that'll be good. I'll be playing with those today and let's see how far I get. One of the reasons I wanted to try this zoo in particular is because so much of it is moats and just the animals being rather far away. So this thing has up to 100 times zoom, so it'll really give me a chance to play with that, especially when we get down to the African animal area with the ostriches, even the hyenas and all that, where they're definitely very far away. I want to see how close I can get to them with the camera and all of that. Now on top of that, accessory wise, I've gotten this case off Amazon. So it's got a MagSafe ring that not only pops out but can also use as a stand both vertically, horizontally. I'll put a link for this in the description if you want to pick up one. I'm not affiliated, it's just a half decent case. Only thing I will mention that I'm not terribly keen on though is the camera is actually covered with this, so it's a yes protection, but there's a trade-off there, so depending on how you like it, but you can still see through the camera. Now, in addition to the MagSafe ring, I also went to my local JB, picked up a battery charger, just because I'm going to the States in a few weeks, so that'll come in handy, but also this tripod, $36. I've tinkered with it a bit. It's pretty good from what I've seen so far. So slapping it on, it's enough to pick up the phone, which is great. Free rotation, also good. But also, you can swing these out, and now it's a tripod like that. Or, if you wanted to, it's got a foot on the bottom here, so that you can put it onto railings, tables, and everything, and then use the 0.6 times zoom, and get the shots that you need without needing a folding phone, in my case. So yeah, I'm gonna go around, play with that today, and see what we come up with. Dino nuggets are good. Yeah, not bad. Now, before I start and transition fully into the phone, I also just want to mention I will be doing a full 360 walkthrough, and I will be posting that after this. So if you have a headset and want to check it out or whatever, feel free. And yeah, so I'm starting down here at the Boulevard Eatery. I'm going to make my way down past meerkats, camels, go right down towards Africa and the elephants, and then come back and go down through the fish. Okay, so this is 1 time zoom. If you look down in the distance, right in the middle, there is a meerkat hidden behind the flower. This is 10 times zoom. You can see him now. And 20, he's just ducked behind. There he is. See him perfectly now. All in all, I'm liking it so far. Now, with this slider zoom, it's right down to 0.6. Now I'm running 8K 30 frames or 60 frames, whatever the highest setting is right now on this. Smooth, so it's probably 60. There's some cappies that are just as good. There they are. But first, here's the lion. What tiger? Yeah, the tiger. Let's see if we can crash zoom a capybara with a Quentin Tarantino thing. Just put the clamp on and this thing is holding on for dear life. One thing I really appreciate about this place are these fence toppers. Got giraffe ones as well as tigers. Speaking of, let's head towards the giraffe. Map of the zoo in case anyone's actually watching this for the zoo and not the phone. This is the cheetahs. Looks like they're down in their off-exhibity area. Another eatery, the only one I haven't eaten at yet. Is now, just over there is a second viewing area for the lions. It is also an event space and tends to be closed off at the same time as this place does. But hey, look, a statue. This is where the phone really shines. Being able to get footage like this, that then I can pull stills from later. So here's that scroll. Oh look, I went in too fast. Let's bring it out a bit. That should make for a nice picture. Loving this thing so far. Someone should remix that. Let's get Vengeant on the line. "20 times zoom, 10. Now I'm at the other lookout pavilion area. I am at the edge of the lion's exhibit where I was before. It's just over there. Now, if I bring in 20, that's how good this thing is, which is insane. Can't properly see how good the quality looks, but nonetheless, it's got a 200 megapixel camera, so you can do this. Okay, not terribly keen on the fact you can't 0.16 on the selfie camera, but when some you lose some. Now we're at the hyenas, and they've just given birth to a new cub. So there's 3 larger ones. One was also born here, and another cub. So I'm going to try to find that cub, and let's see again what we can get. Now the zoo has also recently installed a few more things. It's been a number of years since it opened, so it's a nice refresh. One thing that's new is this whole rhinoceros area. So it's in front of the rhino, as well as the Ben & Jerry's on Main Street and whatnot. So it's nice to see some updates. It's always nice to see some updates, especially in changing zoo landscape. And the theming landscape, and yeah. He's normally a hard one to get footage of, but see the rhino there and the ostrich right up the back. And then down there, got the long neck horse monsters. Another thing I'm really appreciating about the zoom on this is the stabilization. I'm doing much of this by hand, just holding on to this tripod, and it's just fully stabilizing. I'm not having to do anything. It's fantastic. Okay, unfortunately I can't find the baby hyena just yet, but I'm going to do a loop around when I do my 360 video, so I might find it then, and if I do, I'll get some shots then. African painted dogs at 3x zoom. There's another topper, and there's the elephant one. Now I'm back on the Osmo for a minute now, but until February, doesn't say, but for the next few weeks in February, there's going to be a Bluey interactive show. Too far. See down there, playing with the water. Having the time of their life. Here's the rest of their exhibit. Now would be a great time if the microphone on this isn't entirely wind capable. I will get to play with the wind erasing capabilities of this and see how that goes. Played with it previously. It's pretty good. I used it on one of my previous videos where there was a lot of cicadas and it fully took them out. This is the Tiger Pool Cafe. This one's pretty good. Also has a view of the tiger pools when they're actually in there. Can't stress that. Fairly sure that's also an animal. Fairly sure. Now this is easily one of the coolest exhibits here because of this system. Fully goes over the path. Seen an orangutan do it once before. So keepers will put treats and stuff up there in a pulley system, which you can see just behind the bin thing that looks like a bin there. It's actually a rope system. They take it up there and then the orangutan will climb all the way up and go all the way around. It's pretty good. Now with this case, one thing that does make me a little anxious is the fact that the ring will slightly lift a bit. It's a still really strong hinge, but the lift will, lifts quite a bit. A little bit when you can see it there, when I tilt back. Back at the other meerkats now, with the one animal that you never really need a zoom lens for. Unless you're doing something like this. I've got to get a vertical picture of that. So as you can see, once you get to the 20s, it's not the most clear thing in the world, but that's 10, perfectly clear. You can see that log in the foreground. Jack it up to 20. The bed's not that bad, but some of the stuff behind it's a bit, yeah, how are you going? Here's another cool one, this time it's on the side. Signify Primate Boulevard. That's the front of the zoo. So you can, probably not you can, but I can see a lemur in the background. And I've lost it, there it is. This is straight up 10 tons in. Alright, this is the monkey exhibit. These guys are typically one of the hardest things to get your camera on because of how small they are. But with this thing, effortless. 20 times when I found a baby. And there's one right here at the water's edge. 10 times. I'm back at the Boulevard Eatery right now. I'm gonna head down through the reptiles, fish and strain area, but first let's show off this S25 zoom. The fact that you can read that sign up there, I can only just work out what it says with my glasses on. Not the clearest again, but the fact that you can easily read it. So sandpit with some bilbies and frogs. Workshop area as well. Now if you notice before, the background of my phone had a certain blue bird on it. This is where you'll find that bird. It's a southern cassowary. Now I know where she likes to hide. Let's see if I can find her. Hard, jump into the 10x zoom, ding ding ding, there's a bird. Now playing with the Dolly Zoom capabilities. So it works pretty well. This is 0.6 times zoom on a saltwater crocodile. Alright, now let's head into the aquarium with my man I love fish. So for my eyes, it's rather dark in here. I can't quite see the back of that tank. I know you can't because there's glare and reflection, but it's actually black. So the fact that you guys can fully see through this, it does well with the light, as well as picking up finer details on the fish. Now these happen to be one of my favourite fish. This is the Queensland archerfish. You'll notice how their head has that kind of brown straight bit. It's because they actually shoot this sign here. So they shoot water at bugs in the air, and then they jump up, catch them in one swoop, over and done like that. It's amazing to watch. Really cool fish, and you also see them always house one of my other favourite fish, which I am currently looking. There it is. Queensland lungfish, I believe. Oh, well, with a couple of arches, lungfish and some arches. Fantastic. Because it was mirrored, here's the sign. Shows you how they do it. Now I'm not terribly keen on the auto zoom on the 1.5. I'm used to this on account of having the Osmo without the fisheye. So that's a learning curve right there for videoing wise. Does alright with the refraction that your eyes would normally get. Still can't get a decent shot of the snapping turtle though. But 0.6 does pretty well, going right up against the glass, which you can see every time my fingers shake. Now these are deep blue to my eyes. They're a little lighter on here, so that's the HDR at work. It definitely does not look this color to me right now. That is definitely a very dark on places where you can see it too, but it's a lot darker on mine. See how that one looks? Yeah, he's almost black or brown on mine, like you can see on his head. He's got that right across his back, but camera wise you can see all the blues and everything. How about you? That is obnoxiously blue. Alright, so to my eyes this is it's clearly a blacklight, but it's it's the blue that you guys would see on these yabbies to my eyes. To you guys it's very overpowering, obnoxious, you can barely see the fish. And it doesn't do the best of bringing out the orange on that tang there. This is again same thing. I can see the anemones as clearly as you'd expect them to. Even that fish in the middle there, that's orange and white. You can barely see it. The blue is overpowering. Here's one for contrast. It's a clownfish. Now this is nice. Everything's clear. You see it a little lighter, but everything just works, for lack of better words. 0.6 straight quality. My finger is against the glass right now. This is the penguins. Jack up that zoom. Looks like someone's molting. Cool. There's another right there. Flapping about. I'm currently on 11 times in. I think this is also new. It's nice. Now here we have a couple of bull sharks, as well as other fish. I get they're a business and need to make money, but this is not how you do it. You don't put this where there's reflections. I also do koala photos here for a few hours a day. They are, in case you're interested. Right, nocturnal house. Let's test some nighttime capabilities. That was just a test for going from day to night. So historically, cameras have kind of kept the exposure and locked on to the exposure of when you first pressed record. So that just then was me finding out if this one has an adaptive one of sorts. Lace monitor, that corner. So it seems to adapt a little bit, which is nice to see. Now this is a Parenti. It is either the first or second largest lizard in the country. I used to watch a guy in zoos. He used to walk two of these on a leash every Friday. It was wild to see. Blue leash, pink leash, they would dog those things. Had them on leads. One of the weirdest but coolest things I've seen in my time in zoos. It does clear up a little in places where you wouldn't be able to normally see. When we get down to the builders though, we'll properly test that against the Osmo. The scrub python, it is currently going through a molt. This is 2.7, so this is an in-between zoom. Holds up not too bad, as you can see on the rock over here. These are also the largest lizards in Australia. Can grow up to, I believe, 8 meters or 8 feet. One of them. Diamond python, same zoom. Fun fact, I've seen two of these have sex before. Same venue, weirdest thing. Do not look up snakes having sex. Okay, this is a camouflage snake. Now we're looking at the common death adder. Now, watch the center of the screen as I go into 10 times zoom. Focuses pretty clearly. That's 20. Let's go 6, straight back into 20. I just crash zoom the snake. The molting season, because this tiger snake seems to have just completed its molt, as you can see there. So tail, where's my finger? Down there. Meanwhile, the tail of the molt starts there, head there, verse down there. Now, Let's play with the zoom here. That is 5.8. If I bring it back to a clean 5, look at the detail on that, especially on the ground cover. Red belly black snake. Doing a little burrow. I am definitely going to take a screenshot of that, but look at the clarity on that 2.2 times zoom. So I'm on 1 time zoom right now. We have some pygmy spiny tail skinks right here. Straight into the 10 times. Go a bit further on the 20. There's a frill up the back there. Has some nice clarity, not the best, but you can see every detail, which is great. I can see about as much as you can on this snake right now. For you feet people and the French. Where's my finger? That's the Goliath stick insect. Does on the screen here. Where's my finger? That's the Goliath stick insect. How good the audio reduction does on the screen here. 1 time zoom. The reflections on the leaves, they look a bit more vivid from where I am. 2 and then 3. Alright, it's having a little bit of trouble there. Jumping on the 5, we're getting good quality, and the 10, yeah, it's struggling a little because of the low light. Let's go 20 for shits and gigs. Yeah, struggling the low light that this is giving us. Reflections here off a green golden bell frog. That looks pretty good. Here we go, nighttime test. Now I'm sure you've all been into a nocturnal house, so you should know how red this actually is to the human eye. Wait, this is a gecko? Look up. Alright, so the black's a black, which, yeah. Can't entirely find the lizard yet. There he is, up the back there. That is too far. Alright, so the zooms don't do very well in low light. This is 3 times. At 5, you're losing. 3, 5. Alright, now this is full black except for the exhibits. So this is the proper nocturnal area. This is the done art. So it actually looks quite clear here. There it is. That's how done art. Followed by a Spinifex hopping mouse. Let's go from 1 to 2, 3, 5. Again, 3 and 5, you lose your night. This is another new addition. They've added a bat box for the ghost bats in this exhibit, which are one of my favourite bats. And a camera, a UV camera. I'm guessing I can see if they go in there, otherwise they might be pregnant, I'm not sure. But anyway, here's the bilby. Let's do a nighttime test. Okay, so I've got both the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Ultra recording the same thing at the same time, with the Pocket on its low light setting, of which I believe the Ultra does not have in videos. Now I'm going to pop the Pocket into normal setting, and again the Pocket wins here. The only difference is you don't have zoom settings on the Pocket when you're in low light. so I've got both the Osmo Pocket into normal setting, and again the Pocket wins here. The only difference is you don't have zoom settings on the Pocket when you're in low light. But while we're here, have a look at these things. These are bilbies. They are closely related to bandicoots and whatnot. And in Easter, in Australia, you can buy the Easter bilby as a form of... Wow, selfie camera does nothing in low light. So you can get... Yeah, still lose it. You can get Easter bilbies, which are chocolates we sell here in Australia, and the money goes straight back to supporting the bilbies. Now, there's the bats. Let's see, 3 times zoom. Where are they? They're right in the middle there. Yeah, you can barely see them. They're right in the middle now. 5, I lose them. Alright, so I just took 2 pictures, one at 3 times zoom, one at 5 times zoom of those bats, which I will have hopefully thrown in by now. Possum, bright light, it seems to be focusing on bringing these into focus as opposed to the possum. I tap there, possum comes into focus, which is nice. Likewise, yep, I can still keep it going from 5 to 3 and 10. Once again, a blacklight does not help here, because that's a wombat. Can't see dick. Okay, just doing an outside test. There's a black wall. That's what we get there. Now let's go outside. And it adapts pretty well, so that's nice. Does look like it's going to rain a bit later though. So let's just appreciate that reptile nocturnal house, because if you look at it from the air, you'll see it is just basically a mound in the ground. Now this one goes for the Americans watching. Emu. E-M-U. Not E-M-U. Emu. Emu. Now using this, it's pretty great so far. I've been using it mostly vertically, so not in flashlight mode today, but it's not a gimbal, so it doesn't have stabilization, so that's not fun. You can full notch it up like that though, but yeah, it's getting the job done today, but it doesn't have that centerpiece that MagSafe cases have. Tasmanian Devil. Now anyone that's seen a couple of my previous videos will know these guys are in the process of going extinct in Tasmania, but there are efforts to save them. I suggest watching my previous video, which is in the corner. Emu. Bingo. Copy. Alright, I'm at the exit now, so I'm going to quickly jump through the park again. It closes in about 45 minutes and it looks like it's going to rain soon. So I'm going to jump through, do my 360, which I'll upload after I make this, and then I'll go through the gift shop with you and I'll do a wrap up. I believe this is the baby that I mentioned previously. Alright, I'm back in the car now. It started to rain, but get rid of these. So, quick rundown. My gimbal, tripod, $36 from JB Hi-Fi, pretty good. Only got to use the clip once because I was too busy doing that. Now I've noticed it does have a sort of lock-on thing, but still twist it. So all in all, it's pretty good. If the phone had full horizon lock, that would be spectacular. If you need to, you can also fully separate it a bit more. It's pretty good. Would recommend. It's actually not bad, especially if you have MagSafe case or QI2, whatever you want to call it. Anything but Qi. Yeah, would recommend. Not bad. Yeah. As for the phone, this case, I had the tripod on this thing the whole time I was doing the walkthrough with you. It didn't come off, just did its little loose thing before the hinge kicked in. Not bad. I haven't had a chance to flip that thing around to find out, but in case of a photography standpoint, so what I did learn is between going from 3 times to 5 times, you lose all your night vision, which must have something to do with changing from cameras. So anything 5, 10 or 20, you're not going to have your nighttime videoing. Photo wise, you will. I'll re-put in the couple of photos that I did get of the bats here. If I can dig them out, I'll also put in a couple that I got at Taronga on my Fold for comparison. That's the Fold 4, so I got that 2022, I believe. It was a release day by. So all in all, it holds up pretty well. Battery wise, I'm only on 60%, which is pretty good considering I was filming in full. I haven't had a chance to play with that little battery thing yet. That's going to be more of a use case for when I go to Disneyland. So when I go to the States in 2 weeks now. So when I get an opportunity to go there, I'll really be able to test this to its limits, as well as the fuel rod, which I'm going to pick up because I have a few cameras to power, as well as microphones. All in all, this is currently 81%. It's on 60 hour 20 till full, so not bad. Wireless charging speeds, pretty good. It sits far enough back that it doesn't interfere with the camera, which is pretty good. Not sure if you can see that there. So yeah, it still charges, which is great. Yeah, again, I haven't had a chance to stress test this, but USB-C out and in at the same time, which is good. Yeah, it's a 5,000 milliamp battery, by the way. It cost me $60. And yeah, so at the moment I'm liking it. It's not bad. There was something that I wanted to say that I can't quite remember. Yeah, so if horizon stabling, because it didn't look like it was fully kicking in, if you have the money and stabilization is quite a big thing for you, GoPros or gimbals like this one, perfect. This thing's not, it's sitting on the dash of my car, not straight, but because it's a gimbal, it's straightened up itself. But the GoPro, the new one costs 500 Australian or 350 for the Hero, which all stabilization is done in the app on the Hero, versus the Black, where it's all done in camera. This is a gimbal, so it's pretty self-explanatory where it's done. So if stabilization is a huge deal breaker for you, I suggest one of those, or if you have a spare 200 to kill, you've got the Osmo Mobile 6, which I played with the 2, 3 and 4, I believe, and I loved. I kept them going until basically I went more into photography, then stopped, and now I have this, so I don't need those. But I was eyeing off that. If MagSafe, because the Osmo Mobile, it runs off just clips, you can buy an aftermarket MagSafe clip with the ring, which this does not have, by the way, which makes it easier for you to rotate. If that is a deal breaker for you, then Insta360, who are famous for the 360 cameras, they just released their Flow Pro 2 gimbal, which does include a MagSafe grip, which, if it's a deal breaker for you, I believe that comes with the normal one. Otherwise it might just be with their Creator Combo, which also comes with a light. So weigh up your options there if they're super important for you. So yeah, I also got this because, coming from a TV phone, a Fold, being able to prop this thing up like a book and then use the interior screen as my not only viewfinder looking down if I was taking pictures of something on the ground, like say bilbies at Taronga, then it was perfect. But so getting this, I can still do that. I just have it a little higher than usual, so it works out pretty well. So that's not so much a problem for me anymore. I still would like my big phone back, but that's just preference because I like the screen real estate. This has a lot of screen real estate, which is definitely something I'll be able to play with when I use the Play Disney Park app when I go to Disneyland in a couple of weeks. So again, that'll be another, I wouldn't say stress test, but thing to play around with. So I might make one in a few weeks after my 3 theme park days, and you know, just sheer intensity of that. I'll probably also have quite a few photos because I'll be going to the Warner Brothers Studio Tour as well as Vegas, so I'll be able to do a lot of daytime, nighttime photos. So hang around for that in a few weeks if I do end up doing it. But yeah, take from that what you will. I'm liking it so far. The charging is amazing. I've got just a normal USB-C charger in my car, and it seems to charge quicker than my last 2 phones, the 35 and the Fold 4. So that's nice. Like, this is on 60 now. I live about 20-25 minutes away, and this will probably be full. Actually plugging it in now through USB-C to C, 48 minutes till full, compared to the half-hour extra it'll take on this. So it's pretty good charging wise, and yeah, take from that what you will. See you next time, and don't forget to touch the native grass. So this satin bowerbird, they are famous for collecting little blue things that I currently have scattered around here. Not sure if you can see them, but basically it will gather them into a nest that looks like that and use that to attract its mate. So it's not just a name because of its colour, but it also likes to collect its own colour. Satin bowerbird and a satin bowerbird's nest. A save icon.